Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Cooking with Clams. I'm Will, we're down here in Key West, and we just had a storm come through. We don't have any more rain, but we still got a lot of wind that's keeping us off the water and out of the water. So today, I want to talk about freezers and what you got in your freezer. So anytime you catch a really big fish, you're gonna have to freeze some of it. And if you remember from a couple of episodes back, we caught that giant swordfish. Now I took the collars, the ribs, and some of the belly meat. And the belly meat I threw in my freezer to try to figure out something to do with it later. So what we're gonna do today is actually make swordfish jerky. Now with freezer meat, I always like to dress it up a little bit more than fresh meat, and that's why I'm doing the jerky with this. Now I already pulled my swordfish from the freezer. It's all thawed out, ready to go. So we're gonna slice it thin, we're gonna make a marinade and let it marinate for at least 12 hours. I want it to really soak in that marinade. And then we're gonna let it ride in the oven, real low, real slow. And in about 7 hours, we'll have our jerky. I have my beautiful piece of swordfish belly there, all thawed out from last night. And now we're gonna make our marinade. So first, soy sauce. Barbecue sauce. Now I'm not against using pre-made condiments as long as you elevate them a little bit. You know, I wouldn't just put barbecue sauce on this and then throw it in the oven and call it my own recipe. But I'm not against using pre-made condiments. A little bit of apple cider vinegar, some Tabasco, fish sauce, rice vinegar, honey, and sea salt. Now after it marinates and we lay it on the rack right before we put it into the oven, we're gonna put a little bit of cracked black pepper on top, and that'll stick to the top. So I don't want it in my marinade just yet. So we'll mix that up. And now, we're gonna slice our swordfish to about 1/4 inch slices. So just like that. And that's going right into our marinade. That's gonna sit, like I said, overnight for 12 hours at the very, very minimum. The longer the better, so it really soaks everything up. And then we're gonna take it out, lay it out, and put it in our oven. So, after I get this all ready, I'll see you guys tomorrow. It's the next day. My swordfish has been marinating overnight, and right now it's soaked up all that good flavor. It's ready to go. So what I've done is set my oven to as low of a temperature as it can go. I don't want it to cook the meat at all, I just want it to dry it out, that's it. So we're gonna lay out the swordfish on the rack, put a little bit of pepper on top, put it in the oven, and then let it ride for about 5 hours. Now, as I said earlier, we're gonna put our pepper on now. And what this is gonna do, that little bit of honey that we put in the marinade, is gonna caramelize and trap that pepper in as it dries out. So when this is dried out, all of this pepper will be stuck to our jerky. And I got my oven set to 170, that's the lowest it can go. I'm gonna put it in the center on the top rack and leave that door open. Now every couple of hours, probably in about an hour, I'm gonna come, switch that rack around just so that it dries evenly, because our oven's definitely a little bit uneven inside, like a lot of people's are. So I'll switch that rack, turn it around, and in about 5 hours, we'll have our jerky. It's been 5 hours, it's been all day, and our jerky is finally done. So it's dried out, but still moist in the middle, but it's gonna be salty, spicy, sweet from the honey, a little bit chewy, but not completely dried out. And like I've said before, swordfish can be treated like pork. You would not guess that this is swordfish if you gave it to someone. Now, with these, I'm probably gonna eat all of them today, but you can put them in a food saver bag and they'll last up to 6 months. If you put them in just a regular bag in the fridge, you'll probably get about 3 months out of them. So this was a short and sweet episode of Cooking with Clams. If you liked it, hit like, it really helps me out. Hit subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.